I am changing the heads to Texas Speed PRC LS3s. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so as you can see, major changes coming. I've said in the past that eventually we're going to upgrade to the Procharger F1A94. Currently we're running the D1SC. The heads that I had in the car were from the previous crate motor that I had, and when that motor went, it did cause some damage to the combustion chamber, to 2 combustion chambers, and they're just older heads, you know, like the valve seals started leaking, and you know, both those things are contributing to problems with this motor, and it's just time for them to go. So I'm going to have them reworked and put them on something else. But since we're putting the F1A94 on here, we're changing the intake to the Texas Speed Stealth low ram. We're putting a lot of parts, you know, we're making some big changes. So I want to make sure that, you know, through process of elimination, like everything's new. I know that everything's good, which I mean, you never know 100%, but you know, if it's all brand new, then chances are. And then, like I said, I mean, we're going to start accumulating other parts. I have other heads. We have different intake. We have the D1SC. So that's going to probably all end up going on a different car, either the 81 or, you know, the 87. So we're going to get Holley Terminator X. And because we are going to change over to E85, I think we are, you know, near the limits on running 93 at this point. The, you know, closer, the further we go up from this point, it just makes me nervous, you know. With E85, you can run more spark, there's more leeway, you know, if something happens, you run lean, you know, whatever. So it's just safer at, you know, higher horsepowers, higher RPMs. I got the reversion dash because we are going to get the 6.86 dash, the Pro Dash, and put it in the car and run everything, you know, onto that. I had to get another ATI balancer, which I probably didn't have to get another one, but the AC pulley, for some reason, the last 2 times I put it on is like slightly crooked, and I can't figure out why. I've cleaned everything off, bolted it back up. So I must have somehow bolted it wrong at some point, and now it's like slightly warped, and it's enough where you can see, you know, vibration, well, you know, on the crankshaft, on the balancer as it's spinning. And I just, again, want to make sure that everything is perfect. So I probably, you know, just need to change a pulley or something like that. It's probably just, if I had to guess, it's probably, you know, the AC pulley. But I can play around with that in the background. Again, it's going to be going on to another car. We're going to end up, I bought another pin kit because it's like a 50-50 shot. Like whenever you line these things up, once you put 2 pins inside a crank and try to put the balancer back on, you know, you can line everything up perfectly. It's going to be slightly off, and you're screwed. You can't get the old pin back in. So just in case, I bought another pin kit. I'm gonna try to put it on, but we'll see what happens. I may end up having to repin it. And then there's some other changes that I'm not sure yet. We may change the camshaft. So I have Jeff from Jeff's Tuning and Performance is looking at the old data logs to see if changing the cam is gonna, you know, help or not. Basically what we're doing is the low ram and high ram intakes typically really don't start coming into more horsepower until like the higher RPMs. That's where they really, you know, make their most horsepower. The F1A94 is, you know, you see the most horsepower at the high RPMs with that as well. So you really, you know, when you're building a car, when you're building a whole, you know, an engine, a whole, you know, system, you want everything to work in tune with each other. So if you have a bunch of parts that really see the most power at high RPMs, and then you have other parts that see the most power at mid-range, then you're not going to be able to get as much power at mid or high. You know, so like if they all work in sync together at either mid or high, then that's where you're going to get everything working together, and you will get more horsepower, and everything will work more efficiently. It won't be working against each other. So we were really making the most horsepower in low to mid 6,000 range. So I don't know if that was restricted by anything else, or if, you know, it was the cam is really just, that's where it's making, you know, the most power. Yeah, this is a ton of work. This isn't something that's going to get done quickly. So it's going to be, you know, probably a few videos of us doing all this stuff. But yeah, I mean, we'll take you, you know, step by step through everything that we do and show you all the changes as we go. And yeah, let's get started. Oh man, now the not so fun part. Actually, this isn't too bad, I guess. Where's the snap-on one? Okay, let's use you. Oh, come on, what is this thing doing, man? It's so annoying. No damage to the pistons. Looks like part of a gasket. Yeah, okay, before I get nervous. Definitely lifted in the back one on number 7. Again, on number 7, where the water jacket is on top and on bottom, it shows a little bit of washed away. And then if you look at the pistons, you know, they're all carbon soaked except for number 7 on the top to the left, top right, it's washed away from steam building up. And let's do this first. Do I normally put this, but I feel like I put that beside. Maybe not. No, that's what it is. This goes under here. That'll get out of my way. You go over there. Oh, I don't like that. Feels weird. There we go. Let's see what we can see. Okay. Okay. 2 things to grab out of there now. Alright, so let's start pulling the Procharger and all that crap out of the way. Where? 10? I can't remember. 10 or 8. And then that one's up. Yay! Alright, so now I can get at these, and I shouldn't have anything else leak right now, right? That's pushed the wrong way, it's all stupid. Alright, so let's get J bracket off. Okay. Interesting. I don't know why I thought I had a washer on that. Okay, so I really need to measure. What the hell is my measure? Oh, it's right there. Okay. Let's see how long the camshaft is on these things. Oh no, wait a minute. I reused that one. So it's gonna end up being here. Let's see how long that thing is. 26 inches. Oh my God, dude. $26. I'm not doing it. I'm not changing the camshaft. That's too much of a pain in the ass. I gotta take the intercooler off, take the front bumper off. It's just, it is what it is. All right. Okay. That's interesting. There we go. Oh, all right, now I gotta get a puller and pull that out. Oh man, this thing's all cross-threaded now and all screwed up. Because I know the AC pulley, it's warped. Like there's something wrong. For whatever reason, it's not fully mating. But yeah, so to make things worse, I put these in like super tight, like trying to compensate for the pulley being warped, and ended up stripping them out. Stripping out these bolts. So I'm either gonna have to cut them off, or I mean I could try easy outs, but the reality is like it's probably not gonna happen because I put them on so tight. And I don't know if I somehow have now warped the ATI balancer by pulling so hard on the other pulley when there was obviously some kind of space or something, you know, blocking one area. They're probably both bent now, and I don't want to go through the whole thing and putting it all back together again, and then, you know, finding out that it is actually bent on a car like this where it's like impossible to get to. You know, if it was like on the 81, it would, there's so much room, it's like, it's no big deal. Just pop it on, pop it off, you know, but, so, it is what it is, man. I guess I probably need to make new pins. God, it's such a good job on this one, too. So that's how close we are to replacing the camshaft. So I keep saying, like, everything just keeps happening to like get me closer to the camshaft. Yeah, we're talking, it's probably gonna need another 2 inches of room, which means to take the intercooler off. But to take the intercooler off, you have to take the bumper off. So taking that out, I could have that out in 2 minutes. This is obviously pain in the ass. You know, it's at least a couple hours worth of work. So, but it's like, I mean, if you're gonna do it, this is the time. I mean, I don't know if there's gonna be another time where I have the engine down this far. So it would be pretty stupid of me to not change the camshaft if I was even thinking about it. To not change it right now while I have this whole thing apart. So, I need to call Jeff and say, you know, let's put the numbers in and figure out what I need. Oh, man. Yeah. All right, so let's cut there for now.